Welcome back. That's picking me up real good. Welcome back to Happily Booked, where we sit and talk about books and other things. We're your hostess is Brooke and
back.
And this recording, I almost said today, but this is actually the second recording today. This recording is gonna be our book club pick, which reminds me I need to look in our email to see if we have any recordings. Woo! This is also the second recording we're doing today, so bear with us. We're gonna get through this together, guys. Okay. I mean, I know my mom sent something. If anybody else sent something.
That's it?
At least,
just Miss Tracy?
At least my mom is our biggest fans. Okay, cool. Well, We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. That's the right name. This is our book club episode. I'm so happy, so excited. Hopefully I'm prepared enough.
You told me to make notes and, I'm winging it.
Yeah, I meant to take notes and I did not. I mean, I took my notes like as I was reading it about like what I thought was going to happen and things like that. But no, I meant to jot down a lot more afterwards and I just never did it. But I'm going to read the synopsis to We Used to Live Here for everybody, just so we're all on the same page, in case you weren't going to read it but are still interested in hearing us ramble on about it. And you know at least what the plot's about. I mean, we're going to talk about, there's going to be spoilers, of course. There's spoilers in every book club episode. The synopsis, here it is. Kind of. I went upstairs and I was like, don't get excited, we're not done yet. Okay. Here's the synopsis. As a young, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell. As a young queer couple who flips houses, Charlie and Eve can't believe the killer deal they've just gotten in an old house in a picturesque neighborhood. As they're working in the house one day, there's a knock on the door. A man stands there with his family, claiming to have lived there years before, and asking if it would be all right if he showed the kids around. People pleaser to a fault, Eve lets them in. As soon as the strangers enter their home, inexplicable things start happening, including the family's youngest child going missing and a ghostly presence materializing in the basement. Even more weird, the family can't seem to can't seem to take the hint that their visit should be over, and when Charlie suddenly vanishes, Eve slowly loses her grip on reality. Something is terribly wrong with the house. I'm just thinking about my feelings about the ending of the book, I'm sorry. And with the visiting family, or is Eve just imagining things? This unputdownable and spine-tingling novel is like quicksand. The further you delve into its pages, the more immobilized you become by a spiral of terror. So, just to point something out, it says, as they are working in the house one day, false. Charlie is not there when it happens.
Nope.
Just saying, that is not correct. So I don't know if they were just trying to like not reveal who's actually there or not, but no, Charlie's not in the house when these people suddenly show up. In fact, that was one of the things that was freaking me out a little bit. I'm like, they did something to Charlie before they even got to the house. And Eve's in there alone, paranoid as she is, with these strangers, which could not be me. Like, I would just come off rude. Like, you're not coming in my house. Sorry. Like, and don't try. Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
So, spoilers. Okay, getting that out there. Can't see my hands, but I'm like, I'm moving them around. Okay. Did you like the book? Overall.
Yeah.
That gosh darn ending.
Well, it took me a while to get into it.
Like interested?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't really interested at first. And I don't know if part of that is because it's not really my type of book. And maybe I didn't like the reader. I don't know.
You listened to it on audio, right?
Listen to it.
Oh, that's right. The
but
Morse code.
Once, maybe chapter 5, something, it might have been where I was like, I don't want to stop listening. I mean, I couldn't stop listening anyway because I, had
That
to
would have
listen
been
to
a
it.
crazy twist if you're like, yeah, I just decided not to.
I was really mad at Eve at first anyway. Like, why would you let them in your house? You don't know them.
Right.
You're all alone in the middle of nowhere.
You don't believe in guns, I guess, so you don't have that kind of weapon to protect you.
Right.
I mean, God help you. I hope you can swing a bat. I hope you have a bat, but...
Yeah, so I didn't like how it started off. And pretty much, I didn't like a lot of the decision making until the end when she started trying to take care of the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it. I liked it a good bit. Except for that gosh darn ending. I'm clapping because I'm mad.
Yeah.
But
I didn't like the ending either.
It was so abrupt. Like, I get...
It was more than abrupt. But we probably have to talk about other things before we get to that.
Yeah.
So, let me see if I can remember the first thing. How did you feel when the dad is in the basement? They're looking for the daughter.
And he just stands there?
And he's just standing there. What was your first thought?
I was like, he's possessed. He's possessed by something.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because something's controlling him, and he's just... Yeah, that was creepy. There was a lot of good... I thought it was genuinely creepy a lot of the time. Yeah, I thought that was, for that, very good.
The creep factor was very good.
Yeah. Yep. I wasn't a huge fan of Eve's decision making either. Because, I mean, first of all, yeah, I wouldn't have even let them in the house. But of course she does, because otherwise we wouldn't have this story.
Right.
But I also, it plays... I feel like the synopsis plays it up as, like, the fact that the strangers are there, that's why everything's happening. And I don't think that was why everything started to happen. I
think it was the dad.
So. You think he had...
I think he was the one control... So...
Oh, right.
Because when he was a boy...
You're right.
He had a sister.
He's like a demon or something.
Yeah, obviously when he was a boy, he wasn't even really a boy, probably.
Right.
But...
See, that slipped my mind.
He had a sister, and he didn't really have a sister, or she didn't really have a brother, to put it that way. Yeah. And she also went crazy, but she really wasn't crazy. That was just part of this world.
Yeah, this weird plot on the map.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's like a cabin in the woods that you can see that house from, and that played like no other part other than just being creepy.
So it had information. It almost was like a crazy person lived there.
Right.
Who follows people around and takes pictures of them. If it was a different kind of book, that would not be the place you wanted to go into.
Right.
But in this book, it held the key, I guess, to what was happening.
Yeah.
But something else I didn't understand, which maybe you did because you physically read it, was what the heck did the other little in-between stories have to do with anything?
Yeah, those were... I did enjoy those more, I think, physically reading, but when you actually, like... If you actually just think about it, there wasn't much they had to do with the story. I mean, there was like small references here and there to like the town and like the area.
Right.
But it wasn't like...
Like, did the fire have something to do with this alternate reality? Like,
this is such an obscure, weird type of story.
Yes.
That's like, what is happening? Because there's like so much that could be happening, and it's hard to pinpoint what actually is going on.
Right.
And I actually really enjoy those stories. But it is so hard to like, is it another dimension? Is it some weird entity that's like, that is actually in charge of all of it? Or very weird. I like the little random snippets of information, mainly because of the Morse code at the end, because I got joy out of like deciphering it. That was really fun. And I can tell you what the Morse code said.
Yeah, because I didn't even know it was Morse code. It was so fast in the
Mm-hmm.
audio. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like Morse code.
Yeah.
It just sounds like blips.
Right.
Like, which Morse code is blips, but you can usually make out, dot, dot,
Yeah,
dot.
like that's a dot, that's a dash.
Right.
There's
it just
a space.
sounded like,
right.
Like, what is going on?
Hopefully they don't use us in the war because that's not going to work. No. Yeah, though, because if I was having trouble trying to figure out what one was supposed to be, because of whoever typed it up, and maybe it's just the digital version, maybe in a paperback or hardcover copy it looks different, but on the actual Kindle, it's like you couldn't barely tell if that's supposed to be 3 dots or if that's 2 and 1 dot, or it was hard to tell because they would be different almost every time. And one I actually had to look up on Google because I couldn't figure it out was the word different. Because, and I got it all jotted right here, all messed up, because I couldn't tell what was actually a dash or 2 dots or 3 dots. Was that a space? I don't know. And I even slowed down the audio version as slow as you could go, and I could not get it. I was like, man, I might know Morse code now, but I don't know. I don't know Morse code. I know an E is 1 dot. That's all I got. That's it. And so this is what they end up saying. There's one word at the end of every one of those like little informational chapters, little documents. It says, "Old man with the scar has lived in the cabin for centuries and goes by many different names."
Oh.
Yeah. And as you're deciphering it, it's very like, this is so creepy. What is it going to say? Oh my gosh. And now having like read it and like read the book and gotten to the end of the book and everything, I'm like, oh, it's not quite as creepy as I thought. But I think that really did like add to the atmosphere of it. I mean, I liked the book, so it did add to my enjoyment of it. Yeah, those documents though, they were just sort of there.
Right.
For the most part. They were just really sort of there. Just to add to, like, the unsettling creepiness of it. Like, you don't know what's happening.
Right.
There was one, like 2 episodes ago or something, I had said, I will say that if you liked Rabbits by Terry Miles, or the Rabbits podcast, or Black Tapes, and I said something about, and there's another one I can't think of the name of, but it's like in a forest, and it's creepy, and things happen. Alternate reality, we're not really sure. That one's called Tanis. Tanis. I don't know if I said that good enough. Some of us have creaky floors. Tanis. And that one's my favorite one of those podcasts. Rabbits is really good too. But that one's my favorite because I'm all about the creepy stuff that happens in the forest. And how scary that can be when you like turn and look and something's there that wasn't supposed to be there, or you can get lost quickly in the forest, and it can go to your head and that can make it worse. But that's the one I couldn't think of a couple episodes ago. I think We Used to Live Here is sort of along the same realm as those podcasts, and there's more of them. I just can't think of what they're called. But yeah, no, I don't know what I rated it. I think I rated it like 4 stars, maybe. What would you have rated it?
I
2?
mean, no, I wouldn't have rated it 2. It was very good. It was creepy, so
yeah,
it would be up there.
Yeah, especially if you were looking for a spooky story.
Yeah,
this is pretty good. Yeah, I'm glad you said that about how. No, the dad actually was in charge of it, because that whole little chunk of like plot left my brain.
I feel like he more than he wants to control things, he wants a family. So like because later he changes the reality to where she's his daughter and she's rebellious,
right?
And sister. I'm sorry, she's his sister. And she's rebellious, and he and his wife are trying to help her.
Right.
And
he's playing it off like she's losing her mind.
Right.
Again.
Put a stop on that for a second. Do you think that the person living in the attic is the sister from his childhood? escaped from the asylum.
I thought that for a while. But then with how weird the reality started to become, I thought it was almost sort of like a loop, and it was actually Eve, because she ends up getting a limp, and she talked about how she was limping a lot, like you could hear the limp if you couldn't see the ghost or whatever, or the girl.
Right.
But then it, like, I felt like it sort of became, like, she became that person, and I guess that person originally got into those circumstances anyway because of the character that's the dad.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it's like a never-ending cycle,
mm-hmm.
if that makes any sense. I don't know, though. I really did think it was the sister at first. Like, escaped from the asylum, or she's just been up there the whole time, or something. I don't know. Books like this are kind of hard because the whole point is, like, the reality is changing.
Right.
You know? And I like how it brought up, what's it called? The Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a good, creepy, weird thing people like to talk about. And the biggest thing that I've ever noticed is, like, people are like, Berenstain Bears, how people remember it differently. I've never experienced that. I just think it's fun and creepy. But it even brought that specifically up, I think, in one of those little documents the in-between chapters.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah,
because it talks about her monkey, her toy monkey.
Right, yeah. Talks about the toy monkey a lot. And she saw a toy monkey somewhere. I think maybe it was at the neighbor's house. It was, like, her grandchild.
Yes.
But it was that one the exact replica? Because I know she saw another one where she was like, it's supposed to be this.
I think I thought it was the same one, but now it's been so long. But I thought that she thought it was her monkey, and she picked it up, and she said, oh, no, it's this.
I didn't like that monkey toy.
I didn't like the neighbor's house.
That was creepy.
I honestly thought the neighbor was going to be good, and then I was like, no. Oh, no.
I didn't.
She's, like, in on the whole... I don't know if she was in on it, though, or if her reality changes, too.
I know. It's like, who's even real? And it's like, do these people even exist? Or is it just like a made-up torture chamber?
Yeah, and
just to get at Eve's reality in mind.
There was part of it where I was like, oh, no. Is she just going to be crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they put her in the insane asylum, I'm like, this seems too accurate for her to actually be crazy.
This seems like it could be too easy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. For a split second, I was like, is she... And I don't know what he changed her name to. I don't remember now.
I don't remember either.
When she was supposed to be, like, his sister. I was like, oh my gosh. Is she actually his sister?
What really made me mad was that he survived.
Mm-hmm.
When she was hitting him in the face with the hammer, I was like, yes!
Get him, girl!
We're going to end this crazy, nonsensical cycle.
Yeah.
And he dadgum stinking survived.
I know.
I did feel bad for his wife, because I feel like she was also a victim of his reality. And
Eve even wonders this, and I wonder this, and I just sort of said this. Were they even real? Were they actually real people, or did he fabricate them?
Right.
So it's like, do I feel bad for her? She was kind of a snot.
She was.
I know she didn't want, like, her family or her husband to die, but... or she died. She died.
The guy has this strange view of Christianity, because the family that was originally, that he came upon, and he twisted the story to be like, the sister was found instead of him being found. They were like, I would say they probably weren't religious, just based on how the story is told. Mm-hmm. They don't have to necessarily not be religious, but I think that because he makes them kind of weird religious people, that they probably weren't.
Right.
So, like, the dad played in a rock band, and they had rock shirts on that had something to do with the rock world. That in of itself doesn't mean you're not a Christian. I'm not trying to say that. But they were, like, laid back and loving, and had a great relationship with their daughter based on the stuff that Eve finds in these boxes.
Right.
And then he twists the reality to where he replaces her parents, like they're not even really her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole situation flips from where he came upon her family to where she came upon the family. And they are all of a sudden these strict religious people and ruin her life.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and then like, so when he's married and he brings his family to the house and says, you know, I used to live here, blah blah blah, the wife is a weird Christian
Mm-hmm.
fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he's religious in a way because he prays and whatever, but he's not as religious as his wife.
Right.
And the kids are kind of like the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I feel like he has a strange view of what a Christian is.
Mm-hmm.
His character does. And he tries to mold everyone to be what he thinks a Christian is supposed to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did that come off to you
I think
too
so.
in the book?
Yeah.
And of course, she's trying to hang on to what she knows and what she believes.
Yeah.
And she's trying to fight.
She's like, no.
Him.
I'm with Charlie. Charlie is a person that I got within my life.
Right.
This is not my actual life.
Right.
My parents exist. And then they were like, people contacted your parents. And they're like, oh, we don't have a
Yeah.
daughter and stuff. And I'm like, oh, no.
We don't have a daughter. Like, that's terrible.
I know.
To how the book ends. How did you feel when Charlie in the other reality is trying to find Eve?
I was like, no. I was glad. I was glad that it didn't get just sort of chalked up to her, to Eve. No, sorry, you're done.
Right.
Your reality's done. Yeah, the guy survived, and you're stuck in this life now.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's still like a semblance of hope, and I was like, oh, yay. And I knew though, I was like, when she's running away from that motel, I was like, I bet that's actually Charlie, and she's running away from Charlie.
Yes.
And then of course, like, she gets to the house and it hits the fan.
Okay. Speaking of in the house, okay, first of all, when they say when Charlie says the dog's not even Shiloh, and don't come back to the house, but she comes back, obviously, because she can't leave Charlie there.
Right.
How did you feel about Charlie in the basement and the bugs? Like the ants.
Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that was so disturbing.
I think I read that, and I was like, Becky's not going to like this.
No, I didn't like it at all.
No, yeah. I thought that was... I thought it was gross.
I was like, how could you do that to Charlie?
I know. Like, her body was just like this, like, sack, basically, that just had bugs and stuff in it. And,
what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was very upset.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess this is kind of, I'm just going backwards a little bit, but, like, earlier on, when she's like, stuff's happening and it's weird and creepy, and like, she opens the basement door because she thought the daughter went down there.
Mm-hmm.
And she thinks the daughter is crouched at the bottom of the stairs because she sees like the shadow.
That creeped me out.
I was like, oh no.
And it stands up
and she's like, that's not the size of a daughter. And then it like goes away into the basement.
Yeah.
So do you think that was the dad? Or because
it's possible.
I don't know what to believe.
Because I don't think that he looks the way he presents himself.
I keep imagining him as Lupin, Professor Lupin.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because I watched him in I'm Thinking of Ending Things, and he played a very creepy dad. He does that very well. And I was like, he would, perfect. And then I saw him in one of the seasons of Fargo. He played this like creepy, unsettling, what are they called? Sharks? Lone shark?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lone shark. And
I can see him doing that.
He plays that character very well. And I think he would have done I don't know I don't think he's in the Netflix movie. I keep forgetting that I don't know if it's out. I don't know if it's coming out. I don't know. I know he's not in it though. Probably. What do I know? But I just think he would do such a good job at like portraying friendly and then like turning into something like malicious. And I reading it, I can only picture him.
It is so funny how people imagine different things.
I know.
How I imagine him being is not any actor or actress, none of the characters. I didn't imagine any actor or any person that I know. I couldn't even describe to you what I imagined, but like he was thicker, not fat, but like his head was bigger than what I would imagine, what Professor Lupin's head looks like. He had dark hair, dark eyes, just a nondescript average guy.
Your average Joe.
His wife was thin and had straight blonde hair, and their kids.
I wonder who's playing We Used to Live Here Netflix. I think they said Blake Lively.
Okay, I can see her.
I could see her as I imagined her when I read that. What's happening? I had read that, and like after reading it, I imagined her as the wife. I don't know if that's accurate or at all. I think she might actually be Eve. I'm not sure.
Okay,
but that's just I think just because I read that made me think she's the wife.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I didn't imagine her as the wife, but the girl I imagined, I could see she's similar to her.
Yeah.
In appearance.
Right.
This is what happens. You don't have notes. You just go back and forth,
yeah.
guys. But I hope that you're enjoying it regardless.
Bear with us. Maybe we'll do better next time.
I would like to know what the author wanted us to feel and think, and
what we took away from the ending, or took away from this reality.
What we
were supposed to feel?
Right. What was the goal he was trying to get us to?
Right. That would be really interesting. I'm sure there's something. Maybe it might be, I don't know. It came out like this year, I think. I didn't realize it was that new.
I didn't know that either.
I'm pretty sure it came out earlier this year. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So good for us reading a trendy book.
What did your mom say about it?
Yes, she said yes. No, that's not what I almost always just go to the Home app. It's like the same color as the Gmail app. Okay, this is what our number one fan. Woohoo! Go Tracy. She didn't send us a recording, but I have this stuff I can read. So, she said, I enjoyed this book a great deal, with the exception of the language. Some strong language for sure. Yeah, which I think we both noticed didn't really kick off too much until, like, she started to get irritated with the family, basically. Yeah. I mean, she probably cussed a few times before, but, like, after that, it was like, I'm over it.
Right.
Like, F-bomb here, F-bomb there. Like, done. She said, I thought about the movie The Strangers at the beginning when Eve opens the door for the family on her porch. I would have never opened the door with that movie in mind. Have you ever seen The Strangers? Okay, I figured you had. It's based off of a true event.
Oh.
But and I think the movie's probably exaggerated a little bit, but it is something that happened. A couple, at least for the movie. I don't know the real events exactly, but the movie goes, there's a couple, they go away for like their anniversary, maybe it's a honeymoon, I don't know. And they're in like a cabin or a house in the woods, kind of near some neighbors, but not like really right up on them or anything.
Right.
And they're supposed to be having like a romantic evening, and for the plot of the story, they get into an argument and stuff, whatever. But there's a knock. There's a knock at the door, and the guy goes to the door, or they both go. I don't know, it's actually been a while. And they go to the door, and they see who it is, and the porch light isn't on. So, but someone's standing there, and you can't see their face or anything. It's a girl, and she's like, "Is so and so home?" And they're like, "Who? Who are you talking about?" And they're like, "Is so and so home?" And the woman's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I think you have the wrong house. Nobody's here by that name." And she doesn't say anything. She just walks off. And then in the movie, the husband is like, oh, the light bulb was loose and the front porch light comes back on. And then they start to get like tormented by this group of people known as the strangers. And it's like a daughter, son, mom, and dad, and they're all wearing masks. And they end up slowly trying to break into the house to like commit murder, to like harm them. But what I remember from the real event was that somebody knocked on the door and they came and answered, and they were like, is so-and-so here? And they said no. Or no, I think the real, I don't know. Honestly, you'll probably have to just look it up on your own. But what I think happened was they did not go to the door. They saw somebody out there, but they did not go to the door. And come later to find out, somebody had been going door to door to people asking if someone was there, and if they answered, they attacked them or robbed them or something.
Oh.
And if they didn't answer, they just left. It's really creepy. I don't suggest you watch the movie. It's very upsetting. But if you're into horror films and haven't watched The Strangers, what are you doing? But that's funny, yeah. I would have never opened the door with that movie in mind. I wouldn't have opened the door anyway. If somebody knocks on our door, me and Austin are like, who's that? And we look at our app to see who comes up on the camera.
Right.
And normally it's like Amazon feeling like they need to tell us they're there sometimes. But if someone's at the door, the dogs will start to bark. And I'm like, that's our first line of defense. It's the dog barking. Oh, this day and age. She also said, I did figure out that Eve was Emma, can't remember the other name for her, pretty early on. I guess that was the daughter, I guess is what she means. So I guess she also thought Eve was, no, I don't know what she's talking about there.
Emma.
But the sister's name was like, started with an A.
Oh,
She became, I think Emma was when he was trying to make her think she was crazy. And he
gave her a different name.
I think that was Emma. So I don't know.
I don't have
maybe she's just interpreting the whole story differently.
I don't have a physical copy to look it up.
I mean, it's in my Kindle, but that's going to take a lot of work. Emma was obviously sick and delusional and had made a lot of things up in her head that she believed. I think that the dog she thought she had with her partner Charlie was her memory of the lab with her family when she was a child. No, she's interpreting this book differently. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Oh, wow. So she thinks that Eve is actually crazy, or that she's the original daughter, and her reality got changed.
Yeah.
I guess that the neighbors that she saw / talked to, I feel like I'm kind of far, I'm sorry.
Okay, you sound better.
Wow. That she saw / talked to were also in her imagination and played some version of someone from her real life. Parents, maybe. I also got the impression that there never really was a Charlie, just another made-up person in her mind / memory. I gave We Used to Live Here 4 stars. The author definitely kept the reader on a roller coaster of twists and turns. I'm not sure that I have them all figured out, even at this point. That's interesting, because I definitely did not interpret the story that way.
Neither did I.
So, I like seeing someone else's point of view, I guess. Fascinating. Oh, man.
We Used to Live Here ending explained. Oh, this talks about the locket. I didn't like when the locket was hanging above the fireplace.
I didn't like that either. I was like, who's messing with this?
Right. And why, like, I didn't like it when she called Charlie and there was like another woman there. I'm like, no, you did not replace Eve.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand.
Yeah. Going back to the locket, because it's like, it was then played off as like, oh, well, one of the kids maybe just did that. Why?
Right.
Why would one of the kids have done that?
Right.
Specifically, why would they have gotten another nail that she already pulled out all the nails, go up there, put another nail back into the place where she just took the nails out, that they didn't know she took all the nails out.
Right.
And then hang the locket there that obviously has significance.
Right.
It's like I like how he did write in that the locket is sort of kind of majorly important because it's like, quote unquote, the only living picture of Eve, basically.
Right.
And it comes up like in her, the reality she gets stuck in. And I thought that was very well done, how he kind of wove that in. I definitely expected, with all the reality dimension talks starting, I definitely thought there was going to be talk about, like, ley lines. Because that was in Rabbits a lot.
I didn't think about that, but that makes sense that you would think of that.
And it was in, it's in a lot of stuff along the same realms as this story that I've read. They bring up ley lines to, like, add another supernatural dimension, reality-altering stuff. And I definitely expected it, and I don't think it ever did come up.
Oh, okay. Not that this explains anything, but this person on Reddit says, I think Jenny was from a parallel universe too. I think in the beginning she was desperate to get to the basement to try to get back to her reality. I think she called Eve Emma and asked about her tattoo, trying to tell Eve that she wasn't meant to be there either.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Marcus Cleaver, we need a sequel.
Speaking of tattoos, what about the fact that the mother or the wife of the guy had the same symbol apparently removed from her neck that his sister supposedly drew?
Right.
When she was...
Yeah. See, because then is it like a weird religious tie-in?
Yeah, and I thought this was like slightly weird and gross because I thought, what if she's his sister?
Ew.
Except that she wasn't really his sister anyway. But...
Right. Yeah, right? Like, yeah. Is it incest or is it not? We're not sure.
This is great. We should go to Reddit next time.
No, Reddit has so much stuff.
This one says, I'm personally not on board with the mental illness explanation here, given the old house lore context. The shared experiences, interviews, the number of unexplained bits and pieces throughout the Lockett situation at the end, and Charlie looking for her for 2 years. It feels pretty spelled out to be something to do with the house itself and entity tied to it, who happened to be represented as Thomas.
A lot of people putting a lot of thought into it.
Plus the people swapping. If Hotel Room Charlie both was and wasn't Eve's Charlie, then a parallel universe person swap makes more sense. I want to know what the author wanted us to think.
Please.
This person has a lot to say.
It felt so abrupt. The ending felt so abrupt to me. Obviously, like, yeah, it could be upsetting that now she's trapped in this other reality, or like, what do we really even believe? But I thought it just ended so quickly, and then like you're just given the document where Charlie's like on the web looking for her,
right?
And then that's it. Like, I wanted more.
This is a good idea. Sorry to cut you off.
No, please.
I wonder if we'll get a book from Charlie's perspective.
Ooh, that would be good. Charlie's perspective while it's happening or afterwards when she's looking for her. That would be good.
Yeah.
That's like a good sequel right there. Her looking for her and then experiencing scary, weird stuff.
Yeah.
I love these kind of books.
But I want a happy ending. I personally think that Thomas was Satan, his last name being Faust and all, which is a good literary reference. There's a play about Faust. And Eve being the one he whispered to, like Eve in Paradise with the apple, when she thought she heard Mo. And then as she got deeper into the nightmare, it was just his voice. I think he had created some kind of hell, alternate reality universe, and was screwing with the people who went to that house.
Wow. But then why that house? Why just that area? That's another topic in like a whole bunch of other books that are like this. Like, all of these books take place in
the Pacific Northwest? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, that is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm excited. They all take place there because that's like, it's supposed to be, I guess, a creepy area. That's weird things are supposed to happen up there. When I went to Washington State, nothing weird happened, for the record. And I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, so it's like, why that area? Why specifically that house? You know?
And
why
the
that
house
whole
numbers changing.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, I liked it for the story. It gave me the heebie-jeebies, though.
Right.
Man.
Alina and Allison are the other names.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to this person on Reddit.
Mm-hmm. And Eve and Emma.
Yes.
Yeah. And Charlie and Charlotte.
This person's
And it ended with Eve being in an insane asylum.
Yeah, but she was trying to comply so that maybe she could get out.
Yeah. There's not going to be a sequel. We'll never know. But we just have to live with this. We'll never know.
Oh, I don't like this person.
Uh-oh.
They said it was lazy writing and it didn't land.
I don't think it was lazy writing. I thought it was written very well, actually. I really liked everything laid out. But it was an easy read. Are they wanting something more difficult to read?
Who knows?
Yeah.
People say some dumb things when they get online.
Like, I wouldn't say it was lazy. It was an easy read.
Right.
But I wouldn't say lazy. I thought it was crafted pretty well, personally.
Okay, well, if Marcus Cleaver is listening, we'd like to know what you wanted us to get.
Yeah. Then there's another, in one of the documents, I don't remember which one, I started to notice that some letters were capitalized randomly. And I was like, there's another message. There's another message. So I went back to the beginning of the document and I went through it. And it said, "The old gods see all."
Okay, so that was someone's theory, was that it was an ancient being.
Yeah.
Because he says, "We give you life," or something like that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And I wondered about that too. Because, I mean, yeah, he goes and he says, "We," and then "we gave you life," as she's like, hammering in his head and stuff. I like that, just for, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I am losing my mind. Like, I'm losing my mind. He's actually my brother." And then he finally says something wrong. And she's like, "Oh, nope, I'm right." And then she, like, loses it on him. I was like, well, that was a great moment. That was a great moment. Did you, yeah, you read it, but did you read that chapter? There was, like, a very short chapter where nobody's specified, but it's, like, this girl running through the forest and then she jumps off a cliff.
Yes.
I said, I'm guessing the person who jumped off the cliff was, Allison, his sister. And then something that keeps being brought up is once they're in, they never leave. Mm-hmm. And I guess the plural use, goes back to the old gods see all.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what part of the chapter or book this is in, but I said, "Excuse me, I'm telling you there's someone in the basement who's not a part of the party sleeping in the spare room," and you're like, "Oh, I'll check in the morning."
Right.
I think not.
What?
No, you're going to get your butt up now. We're going to go check this out. That's a problem. She was like, "No, you're just tired. You're freaked out. Go back to sleep. I'll check in the morning." I'll check in the morning. By the morning, all of our throats are going to be slashed.
Right. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
There were a few instances like that where, I mean, she was a realist, but it's like, if I'm telling you something, by golly, you better believe me.
Right.
Like, believe me.
Placate me and go look.
At least. Like, oh my gosh.
Because if there is someone in the basement, like you said, we're all going to die tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it when she was at the gas station and the cop shows up.
Yeah.
And I hated that they came there to the house before she was finished killing the guy. Mm-hmm. And actually, also, I hated that he didn't die anyway because a normal person would have.
Right.
Which leads to the whole demon.
Were they in the basement when she was doing that? I mean,
no,
sorry,
I think
attic?
they were in the. I thought they were in the living room.
Okay.
Because she took the phone away from the one kid, and
oh yeah, that was upstairs in the bedroom.
Oh, was it?
And the dog bit him.
Yeah.
Because she could have sworn it was her phone and
right.
stuff. I felt like when they were finally having their showdown,
oh, yeah,
I thought they
later.
were in the attic. But if the cops got to them so quickly, they probably were in the living room. Because that's all I was going to say.
She stabbed the wife right? And
Yeah.
then started.
She does run
hitting-
up into the attic though at some point.
yes, she does.
Because I remember she's like by that window that you had to like, the attic, I don't know what's up with the attic. It was like a maze is what I was interpreting.
The basement was a maze too.
Yeah, the basement was weird. The basement makes me think about how, there's like a whole bunch of tunnels in America, like in North America that just go everywhere. And and if you look at like human trafficking statistics, they're like all in line with these tunnels. That's a whole other topic. That's upsetting. But it made me think of that.
Right.
Which also made me think of the Jordan Peele movie. Which also makes me think of one of Jordan Peele's movies, Us. Anyway, just the whole tunnels and creepy and weird and what's real and what's not.
Right.
Man. Well, I may have had a few more notes, but I think we covered a lot of it.
We did.
So, like, if I actually took notes that I meant to take, I may have had more. But, oh well. I hope anybody who read the book along with us enjoyed this. And if we missed something that you wanted us to talk about, send us an email at happylybookedpodcast@gmail.com. And we will address it next week. And if you read the book and want to tell us what you thought, but you don't want it read on the podcast, that's cool too. You can still email us that. Because I'm always just interested to know. I think it's very interesting that my mom interpreted the story.
Yeah.
Like totally different.
Yeah.
So that's very weird. But that happens, especially in weird books.
Yeah, it's a strange book.
It was strange.
But like you said, that was part of the creepy.
Yeah, like that's
factor.
Right. I think I said I rated it 4 stars. Oh no, I rated it 3.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know why. I mean, at the
The
time, I
ending
felt
was
like
so disappointing.
I was so mad. I was so mad. I was laying down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna finish the book. And I really expected it to take me like at least an hour to finish the book, and it's like, boom, I was done, and that's how it ended. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
I hated that they were separated and knew that they were separated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wanted to find each other.
Right. And I'm assuming Shiloh is fine. She's just with Charlie.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Because Shiloh...
Is Shiloh even real?
Oh,
ooh, a
man.
twist. A book from Shiloh's perspective. Oh, man. A book from Charlie's perspective after the fact and her, like, trying... Oh, that would be so interesting. I'd read that.
I just want them to find each other.
Mm-hmm. I do, too. And also, after reading this, I was like, I should read the sequel to Rabbits. Which is called The Quiet Room, I think, by Terry Miles. So, maybe I will. I didn't find Rabbits to be very spooky. It was just weird and interesting.
Yeah.
The podcast, I thought that was spooky. So I don't know if Quiet Room is just as scary. I don't know. This one was creepy. This one was definitely creepy.
Yeah. Is that all you have? Excuse me.
Yeah, and I guess, like, going back... No, it's not all I have. Going back to the random man in the cabins in the woods that you can see the house from, and he's got all the information and stuff, and he's like, get out. You're not supposed to be here. And she's like, First of all, who was that?
A lot of the people on Reddit think it's Thomas.
Okay.
Because he has I didn't remember this, but he apparently has a scar in the same place that Thomas does.
Oh, okay. But they did talk about, like, portals at some point. Like, portals, I guess it was to, like, alternate realities and stuff. Or other dimensions. I don't know. Is that even the same thing? I don't know. So, I guess the basement in that house is a portal.
Right.
Somewhere.
We're taking people and placing them in different locations.
Yeah.
But my problem with that, not that that's not a correct theory, is why would you choose to put Charlie in a reality where everything is hunky-dory for her, except she can't find Eve.
Mm-hmm.
But you would choose to put Eve in a reality where she's in a mental psych ward. Why
because
would you?
Charlie was the realist and wasn't seeing everything for how it was. And that's kind of weird saying she's the realist, though. But Eve
she didn't
could
believe in the
see,
supernatural.
right. And Eve could actually see what was happening. That's what I think.
So upsetting.
Yeah. I liked the document, though. Sorry, didn't mean to kick the table. I liked the document, though, that talked about the boys that broke into the house on a dare.
Mm-hmm.
And how that was creepy.
That was creepy. And I thought that was the only in between that really...
That made sense.
Tied in with the story.
Yeah, because like all of his friends, like they don't even exist when he's like comes back out, and they like the police find him in his report. Mm-hmm. They're like, they never existed, and he's like, they were there. Right. Oh my god! Which is weird because they didn't even go in the house, and the other guy did. But I don't know I don't remember what happened.
And my
with him.
take on that was that was my assumption, which none of the other stuff tied in and made sense. That's what it was that there are different houses that intersect underground, mm-hmm. and some people get placed in different homes that way, mm-hmm. in different realities that way, and that's how that house tied in to the other house, but there was never anything more done with that. And mm-hmm. like the fire that happened in the one place mm-hmm. didn't really make sense.
Yeah, it was like a bar fire or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would have liked the book to be longer.
The plans that were stolen, I guess that makes sense because you wouldn't want people to see possible underground connections mm-hmm. or whatever. But right. I don't know. It just didn't. Those things weren't tied together very well.
Yeah. I think if there was more to the book, maybe he could have explained more. Yeah.
Maybe there could be a sequel.
I wouldn't hold out hopes.
No.
That would be great, though. That would be really cool. But I doubt it.
Can you think of anything? That's it. You can't think of anything. It's funny because it's like, if we had taken notes.
Yeah, it might have been different if we had taken some notes.
But it's funny how you remember things and you're like, oh, wait, yeah, this happened. Mm-hmm. But I hope you guys enjoyed, if you read it, I hope you enjoyed the book, minus the bad language. I didn't enjoy that myself.
She was like, oh, no, Brooke, she's already cussed. I tried to tell her. I was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I found a cuss word. And she's like, oh, she's already cussed. You just breezed past it. I was like, oh, okay.
But I knew going in that there would be language because it's the type of book it is.
Right.
So that aside, I enjoyed it, and I hope that if you read it, you did as well. I hope if you didn't read it and you don't mind bad language, that Brooke and I talking about it has made you think, oh, I might enjoy this book. Because if you like these kinds of books, I think you would enjoy it. I think, unlike the person on Reddit, I think it was well written.
Yeah, I don't think it was poorly written at all. I just cannot stress enough. If you liked this book, I think you should give Rabbits a try. Rabbits the book, Rabbits the podcast, Tanis especially, Black Tapes, all those. There's like 2 more, and I cannot think of their names. I cannot stress this enough. They're like all in the same like pot of genre. Like they're very, very good.
All right.
I'll stop saying it now.
That's okay. And there's always another podcast to say it.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all I have. That's all you have?
Yep.
All right. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, stay happily booked.